Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Cherise and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing? We are live and we are excited to be here this evening. My voice is not 100% yet, but it's no longer like stinging or burning or hurting or just just going out on me with that. So, Cherise, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Feeling good. I'm happy. I'm so excited to have my voice most of the way back. It is probably 98.9.
Mm-hmm.
I keep getting this little cough to keep kind of popping up, but
Right.
it's been
Yeah.
But I'm feeling great other than that, especially based off how I felt a couple weeks ago. Look, it was
Mm-hmm.
we were literally online going down together.
Right. All right, which brings us to our topic tonight of how do you keep moving forward? How do you continue to be consistent? How do you keep showing up when you feel like shit?
Ooh, baby.
Like
Showing
when
up
you
anyway.
ain't got it. Not only do you not have it, you don't even want to have it. Like this is like, no, I don't want to produce today. Like I'm just wanting to get back in the bed. So that's gonna be our topic tonight. Before we jump in, because once we start talking, we are gone. We're like to the races. I wanted to remind everybody that you have set the dates for your event. And I want to make sure we're putting those out there and that we're celebrating you and that we have those dates so we can put those dates on our calendars, people, and we can show up for Cherise. So give me the dates to the event, give me the topics for the event. Like what are we expecting? How do we register? What?
Yeah, so the date for the Feeling Good as Hell Summit is actually November 9th through November 12th. Okay. And it is the Feeling Good as Hell Summit really is about, showing up for yourself.
Yeah.
We are going to be giving women's the business. It's almost like a
Oh,
business in a box. So when you show, I know it says feeling good as hell, but when you leave, you're going to be
right.
feeling good as hell because you're going to have all the tools you need to get your
Mm-hmm.
business to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be pulling out, the big guns on this one because it's
Oh,
going to,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. Can you give the people like some of the topics that y'all are going to be talking about in the Feeling Good as Hell Summit? Because I want them to know. I almost want to give them like a pink spoonful of ice cream so they know what it's going to taste like and they know they need to buy this and come get this and be a part, be in the house.
Clarity, clear about who you are,
Ooh, yeah.
who you serve, how to serve them, who
Mm-hmm.
is this audience that I serve, like how to get the data on the audience, how to
Mm-hmm.
get the information so that you can give them back exactly what they need so they will keep coming back, how to build longevity, with your community. Community building
Oh,
is going to
that's
be
good.
so key. Yes, community
Yeah.
building is going to be huge for the event because
Right.
people don't realize, and we talked about it before, Natalie, if you are not building a community, if you are
Right.
not nurturing a community, you're not going to have
Right.
anyone to serve. You're not
Right.
going to have anyone to buy from you, anyone to help,
Right.
anyone to continue to build and grow with,
Right.
so
Mm-hmm.
building community is going to be huge, evoking the evolution in your community.
Yes.
Who are they? Like, what is your movement? People have to know and understand
Mm-hmm.
what their movement is. You can't leave your
Mm-hmm.
people stuck. And that's the one thing I'm
Right.
excited about. When you leave this summit, you will be absolutely clear about
Right.
what you do, who you serve, how you serve it, and how much money you charge.
Oh, all
I'm
right
not
then.
I'm not playing. I'm not
Okay.
playing now.
All right. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Okay.
I am coming because I've been
Yeah.
working on my money all
Okay.
this year with just just kind of money mindsets.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I took a money course. I'm getting ready to start reading another money book, and just I really want to be really kind of good and
Yeah.
solid as I move forward
Yeah.
with that. Okay, so that's the feeling good as hell summit. All right,
Yeah.
and if we want to go ahead and register, because I'm hoping there's an early registration
It
fee
will
that
be.
we get a
It's not set
discount.
up yet, but it will be.
Okay.
It will
All
be an
right.
early bird
Y'all heard it's
registration.
coming. As
It's
soon
coming.
as it gets out, we will be posting
Yeah.
that so you
Yeah.
guys can get
Mhm.
those tickets. All
Yeah.
right. And then I
And
think I promised to you guys. Yes, ma'am. Was you gonna say
I
something
just
else?
want to say, like, this is my first big summit. Like, I've been to many
Oh.
events, I've participated in many, but this
Mm-hmm.
will be my first big event on this level. And I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
super transparent about it, you know, about
Okay.
every step of it, because I know so many other people who want to do their first big event. You know,
Right.
I'm pulling out all the guns and I'm sharing everything from the time I go.
Okay.
We've picked the venue, we're choosing between two. And
Okay.
I want to talk about it. Why we chose this venue. I want to talk about,
Right.
like why we chose this ticket price,
Mm-hmm.
why we chose a certain demographic to market to, So
Okay.
yeah, we're going deep. We're going deep.
Okay. All right. And I hope we can share some of that along in the podcast. I hope that we can
Absolutely.
that you'll take us along
Absolutely.
with you with
Mhm.
that. And so, but one thing I want to ask real quick is like, so you say this is my first big event, but I know you've done events before. So define big for me, for us.
This event, I expect, we they gave me 500. I'm like, three,
Wow.
three,
Okay.
so
Okay.
we'll see what God does. We will see what God
Okay.
does.
And
Um,
when you say they gave me 500,
the
who's
team.
the they? Okay, your team. So they're saying
Yeah.
we think you can pull 500.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And we'll
Okay.
see what happens. If two people show up, it's gonna be a success for me. I'm telling you.
Oh, and we need to talk. I think did we talk about that before? Because I had a numbers conversation so often with people. Did we talk about that last week?
We talked about numbers before. I can't remember if it was last week or not, but
Okay.
yeah, you keep
Okay.
us on top of the business, the numbers.
It's a partnership. This is a
It
team, and
is.
I love
Yeah.
that. Because to be real, yeah, it's been on my heart, mind, spirit, soul, and calendar, and
Yeah.
calendar, and
Yeah.
calendar to do a podcast.
Yeah.
For I'm gonna say it's been on my calendar a minimum a year.
Oh
It
wow.
was, and heart, mind, spirit, soul conversations
Yeah.
probably for the last 4 years. Like I knew
Yeah.
this is something that I wanted to do,
Mhm.
and so having partnership, having somebody to partner to say, okay, let's do it. Like
Mhm.
that all like that
Yeah.
for me, that's everything. Like when I get somebody to do something with, like I'm such a people person.
Yeah.
So having you be a partner like is making one of my dreams come true. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for
Same
partnership.
here. Same
All
here.
right. So I told you guys last week that that I needed to up my marketing, that I needed to be like on the ground marketing again. And so I have actually, since the last week, because we do this on Tuesday evenings, I have not actually gotten out yet, but the plan is to go out tomorrow.
Okay.
So I am doing that. I wanted to keep myself accountable to my word of doing that. And so I've identified the doctor's office that I'm going to. I have gotten my little goodie bag together. And tomorrow just happens to be the day. It was kind of the first day that was available. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing what I told you guys I would do. And thank you guys. And so even though y'all are like calling me and keeping me accountable, the fact that that you're there listening to me, that I was able to say it out loud is keeping me accountable
It
to
is.
getting out there. And
Yeah.
so I've just been having that conversation with myself of because a client actually happened to say today, I mean, she wouldn't mind me sharing, but she was just talking about, I be trying to tell people you don't need to wait to market, to network to the last minute. She was
Mhm.
like, don't be out of a job and then you got to go network to find a job. She was
Yeah.
like, you should constantly be
Yeah.
networking
Yeah.
so that when it's because so her main point was, if you lose a job, now you got to go out networking to find another job that you're going to
Yeah.
sound desperate to people
Yes. Yes.
because you're just coming at them for the
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
But if you've been networking the whole time, you've never stopped networking, you've never stopped meeting new people,
Yeah.
and you lose your job, now it's just a simple of, hey, everybody, I'm out of work. Does anybody know about anything? You
Mhm.
know, it's like that old, if you are ready, you ain't got to worry about getting ready. Like,
Oh
just
yeah.
just be ready.
Stay ready so you
And
don't have to
so
get
that
ready.
just, I was like, she is right. Like, I am not actively networking. And I think COVID shut us down a lot with that. And so it's like, okay, what did I used to do before the COVID? Like, how did I network? How was I getting my name out there? And so remembering how to do those things and engaging in those things again. And I
Yeah.
think the other thing, and then we're gonna get to showing up when you don't feel good, is making sure, and y'all, I know you're gonna fall prey to this. I fell prey to it. I think everybody falls prey to it. Is the business gets built to a certain level, and so you stop doing all the things you did to build the business.
Mhm.
So it's like, I've arrived. I can rest. I don't have to do like 13 events anymore or
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah.
The problem is that your people, and Sharice, you talked about this earlier, having that longevity with your clients,
Mhm.
is that your people will work through your cycle
Yeah.
and then be out.
Yeah.
And so if you are not consistently continuing to grow even after you've arrived,
Yeah.
then all of those people will work their way out and you'll be back to zero
Yep.
before you know it. So it has to be a consistent pipeline that you're bringing people through. And
Yeah.
so there's no, I arrived and I can stop doing all my things. It's
There
not,
isn't.
because your business, and depending on the life cycle of your client, your business, you're not gonna feel it for a while. All right. Yeah, Sharice jumped out. I don't know what happened on her end or my end, but I'll keep talking. And so depending on the life cycle of your client, they're all going to make it through and to the end. And so if you don't have new people coming in constantly, then you'll be, let's say if your life cycle's 2 years later, then you would have stopped working 2 years feeling like, I've arrived, my numbers are built. And then 2 years later, what happened? Why don't I have any people with that? And it's because you stopped building the pipeline. So, okay. All right. Let's see. Next topic. I really feel like I don't know what happened with Sheree. She's gone. I might have to just edit. Well, I'm live. So, hey, I got to keep talking to y'all, right? All right. So, we're going to talk about tonight showing up when you feel like shit. Like, how do you do that? How do you keep going? How do you um, really just get out of the bed in the morning? And I'm going to say one step at a time. And then I know Sharice has a lot to say about it, but I'm going to say one small step at a time. Small steps count. There have to be some specific things that you're always going to do in your business, no matter how bad you feel. And it's okay to show up as your authentic self. So it's okay to show up and say, hey, I'm not 100% today, but I'm here and this is what I can do, or this is what I contribute, this is what I can add. And some jobs are easier to do that than others. Um, People love authenticity, people love transparency, people love just you being real. And so even when you feel terrible and you show up with that. Hi, welcome back. Thank you for showing up.
I know.
So, I was just telling people, one of the key things to showing up when you feel like shit is um, being authentic and being real. Like
Mhm.
you can say out loud, "Hey, I'm not 100% today, but
Mhm.
this is what we're gonna do." And
Mhm.
also, I was saying small steps count, and
Yeah.
so figuring out kind of what the bare minimum is you
Mhm.
need to do, and making sure you do that. So, for example, it's so funny because my practice is I can be busy and not busy at the same time
Mhm.
with that. Like I could be really engaged in working,
Yeah.
and I can also not be working. And so I'll tell, like, say if my voice, when my voice was out. Like, I don't feel good. I talk for a living. This isn't good. So being authentic at the beginning of my conversations of my voice is not 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to do a lot of listening to you
A
today
lot of listening.
with
Yeah.
that. And so just showing up and telling them what the bare minimum is you can give them. And
Mhm.
most people are like, oh yeah, that's great. Just give me a thumbs up. Like,
Mhm.
I know
Mhm.
you're there.
Yeah.
With that. So that's like a good example. But also we know behind the scenes, I think for every client, every hour I spend with my client, there's probably 30 minutes of work behind the scenes to do with that. So that
Yeah.
probably won't get done that day that I'm feeling like shit. Like I'm gonna let
Right.
myself off the hook. We're gonna have to pick that up on another day and just do the bare minimum, but still show up for our clients. Okay. What do
Yeah.
you think? How do you show up when you feel like shit?
Well, we go back to your consistency and your rituals, and
Oh,
covering and protecting
yeah.
yourself. Like I, was just having this conversation. This is why I go so hard about those morning and nighttime rituals, because
Mm-hmm.
you have to be constantly covering yourself. You have to be constantly
Right.
purging yourself, and just being prepared no matter what. As entrepreneurs, as
Mm-hmm.
leaders, as influencers, you ask for this, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you have to be able to discern, Natalie, and
Yeah.
everyone else. Like, please tap in with us on
Yeah.
this one. You have to tap into that self-awareness.
Yeah.
Is this a
Yeah.
time for me to pull back fully? Do I need to
Mm.
shut it down?
Okay.
Or am I just being a little temperamental? Like I'm just having a little, a bad little emotional day.
Right.
What we
Right.
don't want to do is we don't want to miss opportunities. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like if there's an opportunity there for you to elevate, for you to meet people, for you to whatever it is
Yeah.
that could be a bigger possibility for you. You don't want to miss that because you're emotional.
Mhm.
But if you have that, you're tapped into that self-awareness. Well, no, I don't feel good. This isn't right. This isn't good.
Right.
I need to shut it down. So then
Yeah.
you take the proper measures and say, hey, I need a break.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to shut it down for a day or
Mhm.
two, a week, or whatever it
Mhm.
is, whatever it takes for you. But
Yeah.
that to me is why it's so very important to stay tapped into self.
Yes.
Morning
Yes.
and night. I'm breathing. And
Mhm.
even down to Natalie, like, am I breathing good?
Say that. Right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, and what you was coming up for me as you say that is girl, I'm so glad we having this conversation.
Mhm.
This is saving this y'all. She you just saved my life, um, because um we took a lot of vacations.
Mhm.
My staff with that, and so now I'm feeling that in the numbers, right? And
Okay.
so I just had a conversation with myself. Okay, you gonna have to go to work. Like you gonna da 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 da, and like all of these things.
Mhm.
And so whereas I had finally gotten my schedule to something where I was recovering on the weekends and really
Okay.
able to give out again, I was getting
Mhm.
ready to get rid of all of that. And so because of this conversation, thank you so much.
That's what we're
I'm
here
going to keep
for.
that in balance
Yeah.
because, because that's what happens. And then what will happen, the same thing that happened before, because it's happened to me I burned myself out 3 times
Yeah,
with
the
that.
burnout is real.
It, okay. So I
Real.
finally learned, okay, what I have to do, not how much time I need off so that I
Mhm.
don't burn out. But
Mhm.
I just the number crunch. So just today I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, what if I do? And what if I do this? And what if I do this? Okay, maybe I need to do this and that. Okay, we need to do all of the things, all of the places, all of the time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you're just gonna have to buck up and do it again. But
Mhm.
having this conversation reminds me, okay, but that led me to burnout. Like
Yes.
like that
Yes.
led me to burnout. And
Yes.
so I definitely do need to do some things,
Mhm.
but I need to keep in mind this is a cyclical business.
Mhm.
Like business has its highs and lows, its ebbs
Yeah.
and flows.
Mhm.
And I can't freak out every time I have a ebb with
Mhm.
that, like
Yeah.
it's business with
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so having that morning routine. And
Mhm.
I want to say, like, so learn yourself, please learn
Mhm.
yourself. Learn, and I don't want y'all to learn the hard way like I did. Like I learned the hard way. Oh, okay. If I do this, I burn out. Like, and so I know the hard way. If I work 8 days straight, on that ninth day, I will be crying like a baby. Like it would feel like it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
So about that seventh day, like I have to rest. If
Yeah.
I don't, I got enough to make it through that eighth day, but that ninth day is hell
Yeah.
for me. So I've learned that, so that I've got to have that day of rest in there.
Yeah.
And so what we want you guys doing in general is making sure you're filling up your tank before you run out of gas. Like with that.
Yeah.
So please, please figure out what are the things that fill up your tank and how often you need to fill up your tank so that you can make it through the next week, the next month, the next year, as opposed to working yourself to the ground, burning out, falling out. And literally, some of you guys have literally fallen out, at work, in the street, at home, you in the hospital trying to recover, as opposed to really giving yourself permission to rest, doing your morning routines, keeping up with yourself. All right, what else would you say? What else would have somebody show up when they feel like shit?
Well, so you have to be prepared. The whole stay ready, so you don't have to get ready.
Yes.
And let me go back and say, because we have social media now, everybody's always saying everything. Oh, self-care Sunday, self-care.
Right.
No. This is your lifeline. So when it comes to the self-care, the self-care is, spiritually, mentally, physically, right?
Yeah.
So and beauty and hygiene, like
yes.
I was just talking about like the discernment and the self-awareness. Oh, if I feel a certain way, if my vibrations are low, my frequency is not in alignment, it's like, okay, so something's not right, something's off. So my self-awareness is saying that I'm not in alignment.
Right.
Okay, I am cycling around what you said. I know my cycles.
Yes.
If I go into that ninth day, I'm done.
Right.
So why would you take yourself into that ninth day? Because people like to torture themselves.
Right.
And why do people like to torture? People like to prove that I'm a hard worker. I work hard for mine.
Girl, say that. Tap into that. Because us and that Black woman, that's a Black woman thing.
It is.
We feel like working hard is like a badge that we have to wear. Like I have to work hard. If I'm not working hard, I'm not valuable, I'm not worthy, I don't know. So say that.
All of that. And I'm not sure if you remember, but we had a conversation when you were in my chair one time where one of my issues was from a little bitty girl. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so pretty. Okay, I might have some extra privilege because you so cute, you so pretty, right? As I got older, I'm like, nah, I don't need people thinking I got nothing because I'm cute or I'm pretty or no. I have to prove mine.
Right.
So I was running myself in the ground trying to prove my success and prove that I work hard.
Right.
Burning out. Burning out. I don't need your help. I'm good. I got it. And at the end of the day, what is that, Natalie? That's unworthiness. I'm not enough.
Yeah.
I'm steady. Yeah. What am I trying to prove myself to?
Right? Say that. I think some of us just need to sit down and say, okay, really, what am I trying to prove and who am I trying to prove it to?
What am I trying to prove?
Yeah.
So I'll go back to that discernment, that self-awareness. It's like, first of all, everything is a life cycle. So you put yourself in all kind of cycles. With some of those cycles are trauma cycles.
Yes.
I try not to go too deep on that because that's not my space.
Girl, I'm here. I catch it. I catch it up.
Yeah, catch it.
Go on, throw it out there. I catch it.
But it's like, some of these cycles that we keep ourselves in that feel good and keep us the victim.
Right.
Taking ourselves back.
And let me say that because feel good maybe feels familiar.
Mhm,
And just because it's familiar, you
mhm,
think it's right. You think
yeah,
this is the way it's supposed to be.
mhm,
That's chaos and craziness.
it is.
Like, and so let's get real clear
Yeah,
on what your feel good is
yeah,
and why.
mhm,
And why? Because you could be creating drama and stress
yeah,
just to make yourself
yeah.
like do it.
Your programming, yeah.
One of the people that I listen to talk about people making money and then having no money. Like they build an empire, they lose it, they have to build another. And because it's like they fall in love with the struggle
Yeah,
and never and so so when they get to that point where they've arrived, they can't deal.
yeah.
They can't deal on that level.
So they gotta
They
go
need
back.
the struggle. Yep.
Yeah,
So they have to lose everything.
yeah.
And y'all, this isn't conscious. This isn't conscious. This is subconscious
Yeah,
with
kind of.
that.
Yeah.
And so they have to lose everything so they can work hard and be building again. So
Mhm,
that that can be their story. So
yeah.
one of the things that you guys may have to sit down and write what's going to be my story when I succeed?
Mhm,
What's going to be my story when I don't have any financial problems?
mhm.
Um, and I'll go ahead and put this out there because this is real. Some of y'all gonna lose some of your friends
Oh yeah.
because you won't be able to sit down in that conversation with them and complain.
Yeah.
You won't have those
Mhm,
complaints anymore.
mhm. Yeah.
Some of y'all are gonna lose some family relationships
Mhm.
with that because when things get calm and peaceful and there's an emergency and you don't have to call them anymore, they're not gonna feel like they have a place in your life
Yeah.
with that. And so it's so
Deep.
it's so
It's
much.
deep.
I'm gonna stop right there, but
Yeah.
it is a lot of reasons we keep ourselves tired,
Yeah.
working hard. Some people work hard so that they don't have to deal with being alone.
Yeah.
With if I'm working 90 hours a week, then I'm too tired to think about it. I don't have a partner. Or I have a partner and I don't like them. And
Yeah.
so I'm working hours a week to avoid them.
Yeah.
And so you're going to keep doing things in your life that's going to require you to keep working 90 hours a week
Mhm,
so that you
mhm.
continue to have that excuse. And
Yeah.
so you got to look at all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the deep side of
That
it.
is the deep. Mhm.
That's that super deep, excuse me, that's
Mm,
that super deep side where, you run yourself in the ground,
mhm.
and that trauma, that cycling,
It's a
over and
thing.
over and over again, but
Mhm.
the thing is, that you still have to show up when you are an entrepreneur, not
Yeah.
just an entrepreneur, but when you just have to show up anyway, period, parent,
Mhm.
wife, friend,
Right?
child, all that, it's like you got to make your choices. Because the
Yeah.
reason we got to this is the discernment and making your choices. Like, wait a minute, is it time to really pull back, or am I just being
Mm.
emotional and temperamental? So
Girl,
making that
yes.
decision right there is very, very important. You know,
Mhm.
because when you have to show up anyway, because you're an entrepreneur and what you create, you eat. What they say, what you kill, I eat what I kill,
Yep.
kill what I eat, whatever. That's us,
Yeah.
and it's like I really don't have any days to be emotional. I don't have any days to just really truly
Right.
take off. So that's why we have to be self-aware of
Mhm.
no, I need a real break. I do.
Yeah.
It is time for a vacation. So that's when you create those life cycles where, okay, so once a
Mhm.
quarter, I am taking a break. It's time
Right.
for a break. Or,
Right.
I feel a certain kind of way. I need to take a day off in the week, you
Yeah.
know. So just I can't express enough how important that self-awareness is, because that
Mhm.
self-awareness will save your life. It's like you're saying, oh, you just
Yes.
reminded me, Cherise, which is what I'm here for, accountability.
Thank you,
You just
ma'am.
reminded me, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not about to burn myself out like that.
Girl, do you know I was finna jump on that hamster wheel?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I was ready. I'm
And
ready.
I'm reading the 12 week year.
Oh my God, I just saw that book, like it on my bookshelf, and I
Yeah.
was like, maybe I should reread that. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah. Okay, girl. Well,
For
let's read it
me,
together. Wait,
yeah,
time out. We're gonna make this book club month like that's this is the month of June. The book we are officially reading is The 12-Week Year.
yeah.
Everybody, who's the author?
Oh, the author is Brian P. Moran.
Okay, show us the book one more time
Yeah,
so everybody can join in
it's
with us.
actually two authors.
The 12-Week Year. Okay,
And
I
it's
got it.
yeah.
I can't guarantee I'm gonna read the whole thing from cover to cover because I already did that, but I will definitely review it because that's twice it came up in my
Yeah.
like every now and then you look at your bookshelf, you're like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
book. I haven't I should maybe I'm and then if it comes up again like it
Mhm.
is now, I hear you, universe.
And I'm gonna
I
tell
got you.
you, for me,
Yeah,
I'm only probably, just a few chapters. Like I'm on page 41.
yeah,
Execution.
yeah. Mhm.
Execution.
Mhm.
But what I'll say is too, when you're making a transition in your business and your career, execution can be, challenging because
It can
you're
be.
executing differently than you've always executed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So for
Mhm.
me, what behind that chair, that was my fulfillment. That made me,
Right?
that validated me, also validated my pockets, right?
Right.
But I know I have a bigger movement. I have a bigger
Mm.
mission.
Yeah.
So that transition has been very challenging for me, you
Yeah.
know? So execution over here, it looks so different. Or
Yeah.
even if I'm doing hair at the top of the day
Right.
and I'm trying to transition to coaching somebody or having
Right.
to put a presentation together or something like that,
Right.
it takes a brain shift.
Yep. It does. It does. It does.
That execution is something else, but you got to get it done.
Yeah.
Everything is depending on it. So for me,
Right.
right now, I'm all at the execution, blocking that time to
Mhm.
execute.
All right. So I want people walking away with solid steps, like
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay.
So showing up when I feel like shit. Step 1 is making sure I have my morning routine.
I would say so
All
because,
right.
and the reason why I say that is because you have to always be tapped in, tuned in
Okay.
to
All
what's
right.
going on.
What would you say step 2 is?
I would say step two would be the self-awareness.
Okay. Self-awareness.
Okay, so where am I? Am
Okay.
I burnt out? Am I about
Yes.
to burn myself out?
Right.
And then what is my next step so that I don't burn myself?
Right.
I would say that would be the execution.
All
So
right. So step 3 is execution.
I would say that.
Okay.
Um, because now that I'm aware
Yeah.
that I'm about to burn myself out,
Mhm.
now I got to execute the right plan so I don't burn out.
Mhm.
You know,
Okay.
because for us, like I said, it's everything. Like what you gonna do now? Leave you over there somewhere passed out, knocked out.
Girl, you'd be
What's the
even more
company gonna do?
stressed
What the
out.
business gonna do? What the
Say
business?
that. Say that part. We'll say that part.
We got way too much to do.
Way too much to do. Way
Mhm.
too much to do. And we got one day we're gonna also have a conversation about figuring out how does your business run without you? Can your
Mhm.
business run without you? This minister, I heard him say one time, if your ministry can't run without you, you really ain't got no ministry. And I'm gonna say, if your business can't run without you, you ain't really got no business.
True.
You work for yourself.
True.
You are self-employed. You don't have a business. A
Yeah.
business is a system that you can walk away from and it's still making money without you. So we're gonna talk about that one day.
Yeah,
That I'm
yeah,
gonna
definitely.
just
Let's
put
talk
that
about
out
that
there
next
because you
next
just
next
yeah,
time
with that, the
because
things you need to do,
mhm,
with that, which is you talk about, I think a little bit about that when you talk about shifting. What do you say? Shifting from
one woman show,
one woman show to
CEO.
CEO
Mhm.
with
Yeah,
that. Oh,
that's what
that's
we're
so
talking
much.
about.
Okay. All right. So let me review the steps one more time. All
Okay.
right. For showing up when you feel like shit. I'm taking my notes, y'all. I hope y'all taking y'all notes too.
Yeah.
All right. So number one, you got to have a morning routine. You
Yeah.
got to have your morning routine.
Mhm.
And I'm good. This old lady told me one time, and she is so right. Even when you go out of town on vacation, you got to keep your morning routine,
Yeah.
especially if you like to vacation, especially if you travel a lot, because I've noticed that's when I fall off my morning routine. I'll be going good. And then I go to a conference, I go on vacation, I leave town, I do whatever. Oh, I'm on vacation. I ain't got to do it. And then I come back home and it take me 5 months to get back on my morning routine
Yeah.
with that. All right. So having a morning routine, staying on your morning routine. All right. And then self awareness was
Mhm.
number two.
Yes.
And then execution was number three.
Yes.
We
Yes.
got it. Yeah. And then I'm going to add my 2 cents in there for your number four,
Mhm.
which is figuring out for you what the bare minimum is.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm. That's it.
what's me operating at level 10 every day?
Mhm.
What's me operating at level 2?
Yeah.
But you still got to be operating
Yeah.
with that. And so for me personally in my business, me showing up and just being with my clients,
Mhm.
that's level 3 to 4.
Mhm.
Showing up at level 10 would be doing all the social media stuff, all of my notes, all of my paperwork, all of my billing, contacting people as they cross my mind
Yeah.
with that. And so that's the like over and above and beyond with that. So kind of identifying for you what are those kind of I'll use business world terminology. What are those key performance indicators?
Yeah.
What's going to affect your bottom line with
Yes.
that?
Yes.
And so a lot of the other stuff, it needs to be done. It helps my business work better. But what affects my bottom line is whether I'm showing up for people, where I'm
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the couch listening to them.
Yeah.
That's what affects my bottom line. And so making sure that I can always show up at least to do that.
Yeah.
And so then number five is I'm gonna say is be authentic.
Yeah.
Be authentic.
That's it.
If you ain't 100%, don't act like you 100%.
Act like you are. Yeah.
Don't 100. And then the other thing, you guys, is when you're authentic, you give other people permission to be authentic.
Permission, don't
And
you?
so you don't like I can't tell you how many times I've been real with somebody and they were able to be real with me. Oh
Oh
girl, I'm so
yeah.
glad you said that because blah 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 blah. And it just be two people being vulnerable,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
with that. And so it is so amazing when you're vulnerable
Yeah.
with people and people who've earned the right for you to be vulnerable with. Just don't be out here telling your business to everybody.
Yeah.
Like I do want y'all to have some discernment and discretion, but people who've earned the right, to see your softer side or see you not be 100%. When you do that, you will feel so much love and so much care and so much. You will just see how much the universe loves you
Yeah.
when you do that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going through it one more time because I want y'all to have this. I want
Yeah.
y'all to know this. I want you to have a plan for that day when you wake up and you like, I ain't got it. I ain't got it.
Mhm.
And so number one, you're gonna do your morning routine. You always gonna do your morning routine with that. Number two, you're gonna have some self-awareness. Yes, ma'am.
I
Jump
just want
in.
to add something.
Yep.
So also with the morning routine, remember, go to sleep, all right? And
Oh,
the way you go to sleep, wake up the same way. Like it's nothing
girl.
new. Okay?
Yes.
So that's why it's
Yes.
so important
Yeah.
that morning routine and the
Mm-hmm.
nighttime routine, it's the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
for
You can't do
you,
that morning routine, right, unless you have a night routine, right? You can't. You
exactly.
can't. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very important, and don't take it for granted.
Right.
Do not take it.
Right.
And if it's for you, if it's just 10 deep breaths and an affirmation, that's fine. Just
Yeah.
have it and
Mm-hmm.
do it the same and be consistent and create the repetition.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which
I just want
means,
to add
and
that.
so which means y'all can't be waking up at the last minute and running out the house. Like it needs to be, I wake up at this time every day so that there's that time in there
Mm.
that to have some sort of morning routine practice with
Mhm.
that. Um, Cherise, do you have specific things that you think people should have in their morning routine practice? What do you
Yeah.
think they are?
Yeah. When you wake up in the morning, gratitude immediately.
Okay.
Okay, gratitude. Gratitude to change
Mm-hmm.
your life. If you can learn
Gratitude
to
will
live
change your
a
life.
life of
Yeah.
gratitude. So first
Mm-hmm.
thing, bam, I popped up. Ooh, thank you.
Yes.
For
Okay.
real. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately
Gratitude.
after that gratitude, 10 deep breaths.
Okay.
And gratitude while you're taking your 10 deep breaths.
Yeah.
Okay. And then open your mouth and affirm yourself. And if it's
Mm.
one affirmation, if it's two or three, have those in place. And that's those, all of this is in the book. Like I give you affirmation, I give you the whole routine.
Which book? Because you got two books,
That's
don't you?
just one.
Okay.
The feeling good as hell formula. So,
Okay.
whatever those routines that you need to hear, I am worthy. I am accountable.
Mm.
I am self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
I finish, I
Mm-hmm.
complete the task. Whatever you need to hear yourself say, you're doing this morning and night. Okay.
Yeah.
So at night before you go to bed, and I'm telling you, it don't take but 30 seconds.
It doesn't.
It doesn't take a minute. It might
It
take
don't take
you
long.
a minute.
Yeah.
And do that routine and get it so good. Write it down first. Get the book.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drop the link so you can get the book. The book is
Yep.
very helpful in creating the 7 days. You do it for 7 days and watch.
Mm-hmm.
You'll end up having it. So also and I don't want to keep going on, but
No,
if
keep
you
going.
do this at night and morning,
Yeah.
when you need this during the day, you can pull from it. So when you start to get off your game,
Yes.
when
Mm-hmm.
somebody gets you off your game or you go
Mm-hmm.
into a thought, negative thinking, or somebody pull out in front of you, cussing somebody out, and you get
Yeah.
the meeting and perform.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No. 10 deep breaths, baby. One deep breath, whatever it takes to get you back centered.
Yeah.
Affirmation, the same
Yeah.
affirmation. I am aligned. I'm in alignment with my assignment.
Yes. Yes.
Whatever, take Zen out.
Yeah.
Zen
Yeah.
out on them.
Mm-hmm. With
That's your
that.
lifeline.
Okay. In the last couple of minutes,
Mhm.
what about those people who were saying affirmations don't work for me?
And maybe they don't work for you because you
Okay.
don't allow them to work for you.
Oh.
But if you have the self-awareness and the discernment that you need, figure out what works
Right.
for you.
Right. That's
You know what
it.
I mean?
That's it.
But
Yeah.
affirmations do work. You got to believe them. You need to ask yourself, what do I believe?
Right.
What is it that you believe? If you can say words that you don't believe,
Yeah.
don't affirm yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't just say
Mm-hmm.
words.
Yeah.
So for you, it may be visualization. You may need to see it.
Right.
I
Right.
need to speak it and see it, and I need to tap it in. That's a whole nother
Yeah.
ball game, to tap it EFT.
Oh,
That
girl.
is how I tap in my affirmation.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
that's a different level, but
That's a
you
whole
know,
different level.
speak to yourself. All it is
Yeah.
speaking to yourself.
Yeah.
Talk to yourself. You affirming yourself regardless. So if you're sitting up here saying negative
Say
things,
that
you
part.
still affirming yourself.
Yeah. And I like to say people say things like when they say affirmations don't work for me, I want to be like, what are you thinking is gonna happen and how soon you think it's gonna happen? I want you to think of an affirmation like a drop of water hitting a rock. And so the first couple of days, you're not gonna see anything. You may not even see anything 6 months. But after about a year, that same one drop of water is hitting that rock that had no power at the beginning. Now it's creating a crevice,
Yep.
and if it keeps hitting and keeps hitting and keeps hitting, it eventually will create a hole or it's going to break that rock in half. And so that's what your affirmations are doing. It's wax on, wax off. It's a little thing, but there's no way you can tell yourself for 10 years, I'm getting better and better every day in every way, that I am worthy, that regardless of my past, my future is going to be better. There's no way you can tell yourself every day for 10 years, twice a day, and your life not be better.
Be better.
And so I just want you guys to know that. Know that. And like Cherise said, and actually you didn't say this, but this is what I got from what you said. How about you change your confession to affirmations do work for me?
Yeah.
How about we do that part? How about we do that part? Yeah.
And
It's
it
just
boils
simple.
down to belief, like
Yeah.
what do you believe? And I know some
Hmm.
people are so challenged with, belief, but
Yeah.
borrow our belief. You need to believe.
Yeah.
If you feel like you don't believe in yourself right now, you feel like
Yeah.
you may be having some challenges,
Yeah.
that's what we're here for. Borrow ours.
Yeah. Oh,
Tap
that's so
in.
good. That's so good. That's so
Yeah.
good. That's so
We
good.
believe in you enough
We do.
to help you to get into believing in yourself. Trust
Hmm.
me. Just stay tapped into this energy. Keep showing up to this
Right?
podcast and
Because
watch it start.
if you are breathing, then you got another chance.
Yep.
You
Mhm,
know? So it
mhm,
doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, how tall you are, how short you are, how thin,
mhm, mhm,
how beautiful, how ugly, how fat. It does not matter.
mhm.
Like you can do it. It's
Yeah,
you starting and it's you believing.
yeah.
It's you determining that even when I feel like shit, I'm gonna show up.
Show up
I'm gonna
anyway.
show up.
Yeah.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Anything else you wanted to say tonight?
No, just
Okay.
take those small steps, whatever it takes to
Mm-hmm.
believe in you, to show up for yourself. And sometimes it is an affirmation every day. And if you are saying the affirmation with not quite the belief that you need, please say it anyway.
Say it
And
anyway. Yeah.
yeah, say it anyway for, just the inkling of a
Yeah.
belief,
Yeah.
just the mustard
I think
seed of
affirmations
belief.
definitely do fall into the fake it till you make it. Like
Yeah,
you need to be doing it and keep doing it and
yeah,
keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, even if it feels fake, even if it doesn't feel true.
yeah,
I believe in myself, but I don't. I believe in myself, but I don't. I believe in myself. Okay, I'm gonna try.
yeah,
Like, and that's the way it's gonna go. And then next thing you know, wait, I really do believe in myself. It's gonna
yeah,
happen very subtly, you
yeah,
guys. And so I think in this age where um social media and TV, social media and TV, and sometimes the church make people think that things happen overnight,
yeah.
and they
Mhm,
don't.
mhm. Yeah.
Overnight success takes 10 years.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
know, back to the beginning of the conversation when I was thanking Sharice for being my partner in this podcast, how many years did I have it on the docket
Yeah,
before it came to fruition? And so your best is yet to come.
yeah,
And if you have an idea in your head, in your heart, and it has not came to fruition yet, doesn't mean that it's not going to. It
yeah.
is. So keep the faith,
Mhm.
keep the belief, do these small things that we're telling you to do. We haven't told you to do anything that costs money, except maybe buy her summit tickets.
Mhm.
But that's the only thing. The most of the time, when we're telling you to do things, we're telling you to do things that you can start doing immediately.
Yeah,
Like if y'all don't know by now, I try very hard to make sure that y'all have something practical that you can take away and implement in your life tomorrow. Like I'm
mhm.
all about that because I'm about that as a therapist. Like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We gonna talk,
Mhm.
but you got to do you got to do the thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Execute.
us talking and knowing is half the battle. Execution is the other half with
Yeah,
that. And so we've given you guys practical things to do. So if you're listening, do the practical thing.
yeah.
Do the practical things. We for years, and y'all can notice now, we writing down your goals will have you execute on your goals.
Mhm.
And I can still talk to people right now, they have no written goals.
Yeah.
But we've known that. Like that's like what self-help 101. Write your
Mhm.
goals down on a list somewhere.
It is.
Make them
Yeah.
smart goals. Like that's self-help 101. And you can still, I could probably call 10 people right now and say, take a picture of your written goals and send them to me. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, probably only 2 people will be able to do
Yeah.
it
Real
with
talk.
that. So do these practical things. Like we've done them. We're doing them. We fall off, definitely fall off. And then when you get back on,
Mhm.
you know, and
Yeah.
then and I tell my clients what I'm looking for, and then I'm gonna really shut it down after this, is I'm looking for you to stay on the wagon longer and longer. And
Mhm.
when you fall off the wagon to for that to be shorter and shorter.
Yes,
So you get
absolutely.
on the path of saying your affirmations and you good for a month, but then you go on vacation. And then it take you 3 months to get back on. But when you get back on, now you stay on for 3 months.
Yeah.
And when you fall off, now you only fell off for a month.
Yep.
Then you get back on and you stay on for a year. And when you fall off, it's only for a week. And
Yeah.
so it's getting up and trying again. So anyway, we love you guys. We want the best for you. We want um, you to be next in line for excellence, for your miracle, for everything working out for you guys with that. So, all right, Sharice, last words, and then we're going to say goodbye to the people.
Just be open to everything,
Um,
attached to nothing. You know,
yeah,
if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, let it go, release it,
yeah, yeah,
so that you can show up regardless, show up
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
you know.
That's good. That's so good. Okay, people. All right, we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, Lord willing. All right, bye, Sharice.
All right, good night,
All
Natalie.
right, all right.
Audio Jungle.